Hello everybody, welcome back to Subject 13, picking up where we left off. We have finally made it to the temple. There is some heavy dark lines around those things to the right, and I feel like that's not like it should be. We've got a symbol here, which is just an eye, which, whatever, doesn't even let us examine it. We got some monkey statues, which there is an achievement for completing this puzzle. Now, what exactly that achievement could be, I don't know. Oh, use an item. Well, I clearly don't have any items to use there, so there's no point in doing that. Or worrying about that. Use an item there. I mean, there's another eye. Can I take it? No, I need to use an item on the eyeball as well. Okay, what about this? No, use an item here. Okay, well, hang on. I'm gonna zoom back into this one just because it's closer to my cursor, and I guess I will take this and see if I can use it. Oh, take that. Use. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't. It wouldn't have made sense if I could have, but I mean, I figured I'd try anyway. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if I could use the book either, but even then, I still know that I probably should have tried. Okay, what is this? It's the last thing that I noticed. Like, that could have been a thing. There's another eyeball. And another mouth thing. And what is this? Okay. Okay, well, let's see what happens when I do... hang on. Oh, come on. Nope, that's not gonna help me. Okay, so I gotta get them all four in a row, all at the same time, I'm guessing. Ouch. Alright, where's the last? Okay, there's the last one of those. I mean, I could do that. That's clearly not gonna work, though, because it'll very clearly just screw me over. But if I move it over this way and put it right next to those, that might work. Because obviously if I can get some out of the way early. There we go. Okay, so let's bring that one down. Get there, there. Okay, well, those are over there. No, it doesn't really work very well, does it? There. I mean, obviously this isn't going to work, what I'm doing right here, but I mean... Okay, so if I mean, as long as I keep all, like, the four things together, right? So let's actually see if I can... As long as, like I said, as long as the four things are constantly touching each other. And then I move everything else around to try and get them together. No, that won't help. Okay, well, what if I do that. Right, and then that. There. No, that there. There. Okay. Now let's put that there. That up. Shit, I've almost got all, like, I've got almost all of them touching. each other now. Obviously I broke the green ones apart, but that should be fine. The odds of me being able to put them all together smoothly is probably pretty slim. Okay, so now those are together in a fashion. Put you there. And snake you up through there. Get you around there. Like that. Just keep following the path around. Oh, there it is. I was wondering when that was going to happen. I've been recording like all day and haven't had that, and I was surprised, but had to happen eventually, right? Okay. Almost everything now is touching all of its own kind, right? That up there. I mean, if we could. I'll make that line up like that. Make that go around like that. Raise that. Now can I imagine that there's like a very specific way, obviously, that these things should be laid out. If I do this, right, and that lights up like that, but then obviously I can't move those. This, that would put that like that. That, and that. Bam! Just like that. Piece of cake, right? Well, that's probably not something I should be able to touch.
November 14th, 2006. Sophie has consented to marry me. November 14th,
There we go.
2006. Sophie has consented to marry me. I am the happiest man alive. I met her earlier this evening to propose to her. Sophie is always very punctual and she was already waiting for me. But I was already 20 minutes late, desperately trying to find a taxi. I arrived just as a sleazy individual was approaching her. He walked off when he saw me, but I have a strange feeling that something terrible might have happened had things turned out differently. It's only when you're in danger of losing a loved one that you really become aware of your feelings.
Okay, so that might be the... Let's see if there's any other testimonials around. I mean, I don't... It says to use an item. So actually, let's inspect this. Well, it just says an eye, so... Let's see if... Oh. Okay, so that one is... Oh god, do I really have to open it every fucking time? Is for some reason... one dot and then 2 dots and 2 lines. 1 dot and then 2 dots and 2 lines. So 1 dot is 1. Each line is 5. But then when you put them right, I'll figure it out once I get it. I feel like that's something I should probably be writing down, but I'm gonna not and probably regret it. Okay, so that is clearly a mouth, so odds are this thing won't do anything on it, but... Oh, it did. Alright. Okay, now will those still be... Oh, I mean, I can see that they're glowing, but... Okay. So let's go over here. Like that. Is it there? What did that do? Oh. I mean, I don't... I mean, I did move it there at one point. I did. No, don't do that. Go away. No, spinning it doesn't work. Up, down, left, right. No, right stick. I don't know, right stick does that. I mean, if I line it up nicely, it should... There we go. I guess I wasn't quite hitting the right direction for it. I don't know why it moves so slow at points, but whatever. Aha! Hey, can I have my little ball back? Oh, first things first, let's take that.
October 27th, 2010. An emotion-filled day today. Sophie and I tested the machine for the very first time. As a guinea pig, I selected the superhero figurine that has been sitting in the lab for a while. But our engineer, Mike, practically threatened to quit if we laid a finger on his toy. Just as well. The vase we sent instead was broken to smithereens. As an aside, we found a small black cat in the lab when we arrived this morning. Nobody knows how it got here, but Sophie adopted it instantly. We have called it Schrodinger, obviously.
I don't know why that would be obvious. I mean, like, yeah, you don't know where the cat came from, but I mean, that isn't really the point of Schrodinger. I have to assume that that goes into the monkey. Use that there. Oh, actually, I can just use it straight from there. I don't have to. There we go. Once again, I'm assuming that I should be writing these down, but even though I'm assuming that, I'm still not doing it. Okay, so we've got monkeys. Got this one here that I want to use the eye on. Boom, there we go. I can't actually move around on that one. Okay, let's zoom in on the monkeys. First, let's check it out. Oh, there is one. I was going to say this is a rather big area, so...
January 19th, 2013. I have come back to study the machine in the complex. Their research is much more advanced than ours. I have to confess that I'm clueless to what it's all about, but the energy residue feeding the machine has fantastic properties. Still with no news of Sophie, I set off in search of the source. On the way, I shook off an angry bear by taking refuge in the strange stone relic. I had to cut the rope bridge behind me. I must find some other way back to the complex. When I arrived, the temple doors opened and I heard that kind of dying voice again. Obviously, there's no one inside. However, I did discover that what is in the temple was constructed by a completely different civilization to our own, maybe even by extraterrestrials. I managed to make the mechanism in the monolith work, and that activated something that looks like a kind of three-dimensional holographic interface. I'm going to need time to understand how it works. It's a pity Sophie isn't here. She would have loved it.
Okay. So we got a crank, we got a dude sitting in the center, and I'm assuming the crank can go in all of them. Now we have an eye. So I'm going to take the crank. Do I have to fucking adjust? I do have to adjust this, you motherfuckers. Alright. Oh, my lord. Alright. Fucking Christ. I don't even know, like, what do they consider... Like, I don't know what... well, actually, I guess with it being like that, kind of... So, a big thick one at the top, and a big thick one at the bottom right. Now, once again, I might be putting these backwards, but... Oh, no, no, no. You go... You stay at the top, and you go to the bottom right. Does that look right? I mean, it depends. I guess it really depends on where, like, Are the dark spots where those have to go, or not? Probably the light spots, right? So I probably did that wrong. So on the right and on the bottom left. Probably, if I had to guess. So on the right, and then the bottom left. Like, no, because there's a slight gap, so like you can just, there we go. Something to that effect. That doesn't look quite right, does it? No, so these must have to be, okay, so this one must be the one on the right, and then this one must be the one on the bottom left, like that. Okay? No, there looks to be a little bit less of that. I'm also seeing like a whole extra thing. I only got 2 things to spin, correct? I mean, maybe if I take this one and move it up just like a nudge, maybe? That still doesn't look right. Okay, you know what, let's... Because maybe it only works on one of them, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense, would it? But... Well, see, now that one looks different. Like, that one looks very different. Let's go all the way around. Zoom in on this one. That one also looks different. And also, there is a thing. Take that, and boop. See 2 dots. And now I'm actually curious as to... I mean, that would make an even number of the mouths and eyes. Zoom in on this, hope it's easier. I mean, we still have like... Because see, now we have black and gold. And I mean, but this has copper and gold. Okay, so I mean, we got a big thick one on the right and bottom left. Whoops. I'm assuming the gold pieces in there mean that like it doesn't come out as much. So, like the one on the right would have to be the copper, yeah. And in all honesty, I feel like I almost. Whoa. God damn. Just a little. Nope. Okay, line up that. There we go. Because that definitely looks straight right. And then, does that put like that little nub one down at the bottom? Doesn't. Like if the little nub one has to be down at the bottom, like that, because like it's like right there. So I mean that would make sense. The little nub one being, fuck off. I mean, but then that big thick one would be on the left, which clearly doesn't work. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I don't even know if this is like a puzzle you have to do. Take it, just jam it in there. Okay, so bottom left and on the right. So let's, I keep saying that. And it keeps being true. Okay, so on the right and on the bottom left, like that. That so does not look like it'll work. No, it does not. Fuck. It seems like some of these have like way more pieces than they should, right? Okay, so if we switch this one, so that it's to the right, and the gold one, so that it's to the bottom left, but like there. And we have one up that way and one down. I feel like that's still not right, but I'll take it and try. Yeah, didn't think so. Oh. I mean, I really don't know. Let's see, what if I just try and line them up, right? So that, like, they're not in the gold pieces, maybe? Like, just so that, like, it'll all go in the black? Like, would that work for it? If it all went to, no, definitely not. Like that. Because see, like, what weirds me out is like this one is just so different. Like you know what? I'm gonna leave the monkeys for now. I'm gonna leave them for now. I'm gonna explore a little bit more around this place, and just kind of assume that I did in fact not find everything yet, and that like I need another piece or something. I can zoom in on that. Can I zoom in? Okay, well. Okay, well, let's zoom in on this again, see if I missed anything. I mean, before we have an empty hole there. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Zoom in here. Got an ear and a testimony. Look at that.
October 26th, 2010. It worked. That damn cat has become the first living being to ever travel to a parallel reality. A small leap for him, a giant weight off my back.
I'm wondering if like the different colors mean different things. Throw that in ear. It's got 3 lines. There's 3 lines in our book? I don't think so. Nope, just dots and lines. So see, it's this part here that confuses me, right? Like the times 20 shit. And then like over here you have 127 for no apparent reason. And then for some reason you take 127% of 20, which I don't even understand how you put a percent sign in the middle of something and then get 6.35, which you then convert to 6, which is this, and then you times it by 20 for no reason. And then you take the 127 that you got up here for no reason, minus 20 to hit 7, which is what this is. Like, I just don't get it. I don't know what the times 20 means. Like, because there's nothing to, like, this one up here, right? Like, 1 plus 5 equals 6. That's easy. And then down here, they have the exact same symbol. But for some reason, it's 1 times 20 and 5 times 20 equals 100. And then you add them together and you get 120. But it doesn't show any difference as to why you would all of a sudden be multiplying by 20. Like, it just seems like it's just so out of left field that you're doing it by 20. Like, it makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I'm assuming I need to deal with the monkeys to actually get inside this temple. Yeah. I mean, I guess I did everything. I mean, I don't know what all those extra symbols are for. I mean, I can move the camera like just ever so slightly, like just enough that it seems to be pointless, you know. Oh my god! And now he's stuck on the stairs. I got black lines fucking everywhere for some reason. I have symbols all over the place. I think I found all the symbols. But I mean, I don't know that. Other than that, I have these stupid monkeys and a gear thing that I don't know if I can actually fucking get through, or that I can actually make line up to have any of this make sense. I mean, am I missing something on this thing? Because, like, I mean, it has the lines and dots on here, right? And I mean, we've had some of these. Like, we have, like, the 3 lines over here, right? Like, that's one of them. Fuck, I don't actually remember what all we've had for, like, all of these things, because it's, you know, it's just, like, a lot of, like, more or less the same fucking thing over and over again. Okay, hang on. I need to get my book that I got here. Alright. That's... Good Christ, I have so much garbage written in this book. Alright, let's go here. Well, actually, I should probably go back further, because I'm apparently using that for something. Alright. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna find all these fucking symbols. First one here is a mouth, and it's just 2 dots. So I will write down mouth and put. I'll just go to. No, I'll go underneath it. I'll go dot, dot, and then I'll make a wavy line so I know that it isn't just a straight line in one of the things. So that's that one. I'm going to assume that there's like the same amount of all of these, and I think I found 3 I ones. So I mean, I would imagine that there has to be more I ones. So we'll zoom in on this just to make sure I do it right. And this one here is an I, and it is a dot with a line under it, and then another dot. Okay, so there's that one. And I didn't see any more around there. I seem to have forgotten what my run button is. I almost hit left bumper to test it, which would have been bad because that would have been a hint, and then that would have voided achievements for me. Alright, so we have another I here, which is a dot and a line, and then 2 dots and 2 lines. And then we have the mouth over there, which is 4 dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, with 3 lines, 2, oops, and 2. I'm gonna hopefully remember that. Oh, yeah, 3 lines. There we go. Okay, and then is there another one here maybe that I missed? I want to make. Oh, wait. I want to make sure. Oh no, inspect the eye. Fuck off. Okay, and then we have an ear, which is a dot, and then 3 dots. It's easy enough. There we go. Okay, zoom out. I mean, I doubt that they would have. Oh, but they do. I was gonna say I doubt that they would have multiples here, and yet here one is. 3 dots and 4 dots for an eye. So 1, 2, 3 dots, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. These things are really getting slanted in my book. I mean, if they had one at that end, right? What are the odds they don't have one? And they don't have one at that end. Alright. Checking the wall. Alright. Seems to be all of those ones. Is right trigger not sprint? I could have swore it was, but I guess not. So let's zoom in on this, and we have yet another I. There's a lot of I ones for some reason, which is dot, and then 2 dots with 2 lines underneath them. And then we have a mouth one over here, which is 1 dot, and then 2 dots with a line under it. Those dots seem to be spread out an awful far. Hopefully that doesn't make a difference. And then we have an ear one, which is just 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3. And script 1. Alright. So those are the 3 I found here. So let's take a quick gander to see if we can spot any other ones. I'm not seeing any. Did the one on there, we did the one up front. Okay, so since we have some of these symbols on the thing, let's find the ear monkey and see now if we have. We don't. So if we have a dot with 3 dots underneath it, that would be 4, right? In theory. And if we have 3 lines, that should be 15, right? Right? But then, we have like multiply by 20. Like, Okay, Okay, so I have to assume then, looking at this, because like it shows up there 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? And then 1 plus 5 equals 6. But then on this one, in the bottom left, the one in the dot in the line, it's attached to the other one. So maybe if it's like if they're attached to another one, then you multiply them. But then that wouldn't. But then, like, if I have like a dot plus 3 more, and then with 3 dots underneath it, do I? I guess that would have to be considered like the 1 dot is like attached to the 3 dots underneath it, like this. So like the dot on top would be 20, and the 3 dots underneath would be 23, right? I think. I'm gonna go with this for now. I'm gonna write this down, 23. And also I'm looking at my book, not. So then, and then the other ear symbol we found are 3 lines. Now they were all attached together, like they were all together. So that would be 15, right? That would just be 15. So then I guess we add those together, which would be 38. 38 would be what? 3 dots. 3 dots with 3 lines underneath it, right? No. How would I do that? 38. So I mean, if I had, that would be 1 dot with 3 lines underneath, right? Because if I had 1 dot with 3 lines separating it, and like 3 lines separate from it, right? Because then the 1 dot would be 20, the 3 lines would be, no, that wouldn't be right. So I think I understand this. So let's look at this and see what we got. So I need something that would equal 38. So like this one here would be, what, 5, 10, 15, but that would also be times, would that be like 300 and something? Which, I mean, I could see that, because like the eye has like a lot of lines on it, like a lot of shit on it. Also, I guess I might also need to like add multiple ones together, right? So like assuming that those are all, but we didn't have any with like the lines above the dots is the thing, right? But is it just like those dots are actually like above the lines, just the way we're looking at it? Because if that was true, then that would be 3, that would be 18. And then if we had 2 lines, that'd be 20, which would be down there. So like if we took this, okay, well you can go down there then. This is what I thought I grabbed. And then there, right? Maybe. Come on, baby. Damn it. Okay, so I don't get it. I'm still fucking lost as fuck, apparently, on how the hell these stupid things work. So you take the top ones, so that'd be 23, right? Oh, but then it's not like that, right? Because then that's how you get like the 131 and shit. It'd be 38. I'm pretty sure the 38 is right. That seems, I think. I mean, obviously, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing with this because it makes absolutely no sense. Who puts math like? Here's the thing, right? I don't mind somebody putting math into a game, like a puzzle game, with instructions on how to do the math. But who the fuck? Like, I did really good with math, right? Like math was one of my best subjects in school. And looking at this, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck they're doing. Now, maybe if somebody who did understand it could explain it to me, then I might be like, oh, now it makes sense. But just looking at what they wrote down here, this makes, like, with no words, it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, absolutely none. Because, I mean, like, this here, this 127, and then they have the same symbols, but it's split. So, I mean, like, maybe if they use different symbols a little bit more, because then they also just have this 120. Because, like, they did this thing and somehow ended up with 6, and which multiplied by 20, and that also makes absolutely no sense. Like, I don't... Yeah, I don't... I'm looking at this, and I have nothing. This may have broken me, and I may need to actually, like, look up the answers to it, because, yeah, I got dick all. So, yeah, give me a minute here. I'm gonna do a little Google search. I'm gonna look up at least the ear one to see, and if it makes sense to me after seeing what you're supposed to do, I'll give the other two a shot. Hopefully I can find a guide that doesn't, like, just give you the answers, like, all in a row, but I mean, they would need to show you a picture of the dial for it, I guess, to make sense. So, okay, I found one here. I'm looking at it. It's actually really good on adventuredoor.net. It has, like, 3 pictures. Okay, so the one ear with the 3 lines is 15. I was right about that. The other one with the dot and the 3 dots is 23. Haha, nailed it. And then he adds it together to get 38. Okay. So I did all of that right, but now he's showing me a picture of the dial, and it has the gold one in the spot that I have it in, but then it has this one over here, and I don't know why. Like, I don't... Like, why is it a blank spot? Like, what do the blank spots mean? Maybe the... No? I don't know. Oops. No. Don't inspect it. Please don't inspect it. And my controller died, but that's fine. I prepared ahead. I knew that I was coming up here to record a fuck ton of videos after this controller has been used for, I don't know, some amount of time. So I did a smart, which is strange because usually when I do, like, did a something, it's a did a dumb. Okay, so let's take that. Hey, it worked. I have no idea. So let's do that. That'll raise that up. Alright, so eyes would be the mouth. I want to do the mouth one next because the mouth is the next, like, least amount of things. Alright. So the mouth one, our first symbol was just 2 dots on top of each other, which should, in theory, be what, 21, right? I would think. So we got 21. And then we have 4 dots and 3 lines underneath that. My issue with it is that, like, I don't really have too much for separation on mine. So, like, I don't know if, like, the 4 dots were separate, because if they were separate, that'd be 80, which would make it 9. It's 3 lines, right? Yeah, I think so. Which would make it 95. But if they were together, that would be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I'm going to go with 95 for now. I'm going to assume that they were separated. But yeah, I didn't really indicate that very well on this, I feel. Oh, well, I did. But those are together. Those are definitely together. So that would be 19. But if I wrote them down wrong, I don't know. So that should be 19. Because then this one would be 27, I think. So 27, and that was either 95 or 19. So I mean, in theory, it should be 19. If I wrote it down right, it should be 19, which would make it 21 plus 19 plus 27, which would make it 67. And then just because I already have the calculator up, if I fucked it up, it would be 143. Okay. See, I have a feeling that to get like the symbols on the dial, you're supposed to like do this shit on the right. But once again, they just throw 20% in there. They don't explain to you where it comes from. I don't even know what they're doing. Like, is that 127 times 20%? Or is that 20% of 127? I mean, 127, 20% would be 25, so it's not that. So yeah, I don't know, like, 127% 20 is 25.4 when I type that. 127% 20. And it just like without me putting the multiplication in there, it automatically does. So 127% 20, it's 25. So that's not even correct. Like I don't. Not only do they not explain where the percent 20 comes from, that's not even correct math. What is 127 divided by 6.35? It is 1.8. Oh, also that's not correct because I missed the 7. 6.35 would be 20. Yeah. So it's 20% of 127, right? No, that's not right. What the fuck? How the hell? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so 127. So that oh, that's supposed to be a division sign. Oh, now I feel like a fucking idiot. All right. Damn it. Okay, so. Okay. But now what determines whether or not you need to divide it by 20? So I'm going to go with the 143 because that's the bigger number. And I'm reasonably certain that those lines were separated. So if I take the 143 divided by 20, I get 7 because you take away whatever decimal you have. And then for some reason you times it by 20. So you have 7 times 20, which is 140, right? So that would make it 3. So in theory, this equals 3. For whatever reason, this equals 3. We do not seem to have a 1. Although actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't. I mean, I don't. Because I mean, if that's 0, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4, which would make 3 in this dark spot. But then, okay, let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. But if that's there, then that puts... Oh, for Christ, no, that's not what I wanted to spin. Take the other one. And then that brings that around. It's like if the answer's... Well, I mean, I don't know how putting both of them on 3 would work, but I mean, let's try it, right? I mean... This makes no sense to me, and it didn't work. All right, that seems to track. Yeah. I mean, it had no business working, so. All right, I'm looking. I did math again. Let's see. 27, 95. I did write them down wrong. I was right about that. 21. So once again, I did my math right. I got 143. And I actually even got the gold dial in the right spot, like by the looks of it. But this one is supposed to be down, oh, come here, there for some reason. I have no idea why. Not even a little bit. Right? I think that's right. Maybe they didn't explain the dial very well either. I mean, that's right. I mean, not only did they not explain the math very well, they didn't explain the fucking dial. Alright, let's I'm going to do the math for it and then just look at where the fucking dial goes. I want to know that I at least do the math right, and then I just don't understand the fucking dials. So, the first one we have that, so that would be, what, 6, but that would be times 20 for whatever reason, so that would be 121 by the looks of it. 121, and then we would have another 120, but that would be 120. Nope, that'd be 132 by the looks of it. Then we have 3 dots on top, which would be 3 times 9 would be 60. 4 with the 4 dots on the bottom, so that'd be 64. And that would be 20. 32, I guess. And 32. Which altogether, 121, 132, 64, and 32 would be 349. That's all I got. All right. So let's see where these dials are supposed to be. So once again, this dial is in the black, which makes no sense to me because there are no symbols in the black. So how are you supposed to know when your dial is supposed to be in the black? And then that one goes, right? That's right. So yeah, if anyone can explain to me in the comments how any of what I just did with the dial makes sense, I would love to fucking hear it. Because I have absolutely no fucking clue as to what I just did. Like, how long have we been going? Because supper was supposed to be about a half hour, and we've already been going for almost an hour. Are you fucking shitting me? That took me. Alright, well, we have one thing left. It's the temple. It should, in theory, take less than 20 minutes, I think, because it's like the final puzzle should be less than 20 minutes. So we'll end it here, and we'll see what kind of fucking horrors they have waiting for us inside the temple to finish the game. So thanks everybody for watching, and I honestly have no fucking clue what just happened.